Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you are having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at CVX, see what's going on, of course. Got a lot of requests from this from my community members, so thank you again, Jonathan and Jose, for requesting that I cover this here. I really do appreciate that, and once again, thank you so much for your support over the last few months. Taking a look here though at CVX, one thing we need to acknowledge is that it's broken its trend line downward, and is now again in another downtrend as a result. And what I mean by that is it broke its downtrend here, went a nice significant jump up, and then of course now here we can see this downtrend as well. So until it breaks that trend, I would say that we might continue to see some downside. But once again, a green day like today, contrary to how poorly Bitcoin has been doing, is a pretty good sign. Okay. I also just covered Aave as well, which is a DeFi coin. It has a very similar pattern here, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Oh, also too, if you are new to the channel, I am not a financial advisor. I just want to let you know that I love teaching people how to trade. I've been trading for a very long time. So go ahead and check out CryptoCache.tech, link in the description below. My website there if you want to become a better trader. I have a trading academy, community, and signal group to help you become essentially a much better trader. So it's an awesome experience. Check that out in your own time. Looking forward to getting to know you better. So taking a look here at CVX. Big picture, of course, this moving average. Let's talk about it. First of all, just like Aave, again, not to compare that because you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I just put that video out. It's a coin that did something very similar here. It's testing the 50-day 7 moving average, and if we get a candlestick close above that, it'd be a very, very good sign. It's also getting rejected at 50 on the RSI, which we're seeing right now. So a clean break above 50 on the RSI would be very, very helpful. Let's go ahead and pull up some Fibonacci's really quick just to make sure we have that and go from there. So generally speaking, we're also getting rejected out, so to speak, from this Fibonacci retracement level here at about $27. So we can see the price action kind of getting rejected there, and that's just something to be mindful of to kind of let you know that big picture, that could be a point of resistance. It's proven to have trouble yesterday getting past that point, and again here today so far. But once again, the 50-day SMA is also kind of factoring in, and 50 on the RSI. So all in all, on the daily here, it looks good in a sense that we have this somewhat bullish engulfing candle, but it's also not great because we're underneath or within specific key level resistances. So just something to be mindful of. We kind of got a 50-50 split on the daily there. But the 4 hours obviously looking pretty good here. I'm not sure what happened with this candle. We can see that on a smaller time frame, but we can see right now so far the price is averaging out right at the 50-day SMA. So until we get above that, once again, we're not in the clear yet. In fact, why don't we go ahead and just draw this out here as well, just to kind of get that out there. Let's go ahead and just put this trend line here. You can kind of see that we're also potentially getting rejected by that trend. All right, now again, there's no guarantees on trend lines, but the more often you test them, the more likely they are to hold. And this one has been tested once, twice, 3, 4, now 5 or 6 times, depending on how you count it out. All right, so just something to be mindful of. We're still in a downtrend until we break above that. We're not in good shape. That being said, a close above in this range here, just say at $27 or higher, would be extremely important to be able to see that continuation of the upside, or at the very least sideways to break away from Bitcoin's downtrend right now. Okay. So again, all good stuff there in that sense. Just keep in mind we got some key level resistances we haven't broke through yet. We do not have confirmation, but we're trending towards a potential confirmation. That makes sense. Let's focus on the positive here. We're above 50 on the RSI. We have a MACD convergence that occurred here recently, last night at 9 p.m. Pacific. So generally speaking, we're seeing a pretty good little push here. Of course, Bitcoin did come up a little bit recently, and that's helpful. But this is continuing on further, which is great. So CVX does look like it has potential here. Look at the 1 hour though. What we want to see is, first of all, this continuation. We're well into overtime, so the likelihood of a pullback is higher based on that alone, because we're kind of counted up to a 9, and now we're about 6 hours into this continuation of the upside. So it hasn't had enough time to consolidate, and in turn it's getting rejected here because it's well outside that standard deviation. And what I mean by standard deviation is if you look at the volume weighted average price on a smaller time frame, it went well outside of this comfort zone here. It stayed outside that for a while, and it's having to contract and pull back. Now, even though we're above the volume weighted average price itself, that's very positive. We're still outside of those deviation lines, and we can expect a greater pullback because of that, plus the overextension on the 9 hour, the TD sequential, which is over 9 hours of continuation. So again, those are things just to kind of pay attention to, really helping us understand that we're overexhausted. We could expect a pullback here from CVX. The likelihood of it going much higher from here is lower because the bulls are getting exhausted and the bears are going to want to take their profits soon. That's generally what's going on. Last thing I want to look at though, and this is positive, is that we are well back above the cloud again, and that could, in fact, in most cases, should hold the price action higher to maybe get us a continuation sideways to eventually inevitably break that trend line. Okay? So what we're looking for is a trend line break, a clean trend line break. So in other words, a couple of days above that level would be extremely helpful to give us that I wouldn't say necessarily a breakout. It doesn't necessarily have to be a breakout where the price just shoots up from here, but at the very least, it's just something that goes sideways and allows for it to consolidate and then leg up. And then when we break that most recent high, then we're in good shape. In other words, ultimately, we want to be able to break above 29.75 to be able to really see that ascending trend reoccur. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. And there's a lot of positive here, but in the general sense of the word, we don't have confirmation yet, and we want to wait for that. So I'd say at least another 24 hours, get a candlestick close above 27, would be a great start. Establish higher highs and higher lows in a smaller time frame, get this turnaround to occur and to have more consistency, but it's overextended for the moment. A pullback is likely going to happen. It's not going to be a significant pullback. It could be something pretty simple, but this is an overextension here, and there's just no other way around it. Could continue to go, don't get me wrong, cryptocurrency has a crazy way of being very volatile, and CVX could be the coin that a lot of folks are focusing on right now because there's a tremendous amount of volume now than there was before, and obviously in this last hour there was a really hard push as well. So generally speaking, CVX is looking good. I mean, the overall sense of the word, it's looking pretty good here, and I think we should expect at least some sideways action, if not an increase in the near future. We'll go ahead and cover this again, of course, soon, but I like what I see here so far. Overall, looking pretty good. Just know we're not fully confirmed that we're on the right side of the tracks just yet, but we're getting close. Another couple of days of this kind of momentum, I think we're going to be in pretty decent shape to expect greater things from CVX. This should be and could very well be a very strong swing trade potential. That being said, thank you so much for joining me here. Once again, if you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is a site I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.